WESN.
Diabetic retinopathy is a complication of diabetes caused by sustained high blood sugar levels damaging the back of the eye or the retina. If left undiagnosed and untreated, it can cause significant visual impairment and eventual blindness. In fact, diabetic retinopathy is a leading cause of vision loss globally. A 2021 study found that 22.27% of people with diabetes worldwide develop diabetic retinopathy, with the prevalence highest in Africa, North America, and the Caribbean. Interestingly, this condition is completely preventable through regular eye screening and effective management of diabetes and blood sugar levels. Dr. George Hanumansingh joins us today to share with us how to detect, prevent, and treat diabetic retinopathy. Want to fight off colds, heal faster, and keep your skin glowing? Meet vitamin C, your immune system's best friend. Boosts immunity, helps your body fight infections and heal wounds faster. Powerful antioxidant, protects cells from damage and reduces aging. Collagen production, keeps skin firm, joints strong, and wounds healing quickly. Where can you find vitamin C? Citrus fruits, oranges, lemons, and grapefruits. Bell peppers and strawberries, more vitamin C than oranges. Broccoli and tomatoes, great for salads and soups. Since vitamin C is water soluble, your body doesn't store it. You need it every day. For a strong immune system and glowing skin, don't forget your vitamin C.
Before you take your omega-3 supplement, check for the natural product number NPN on the label. This unique code shows that Jameson products have approved rigorous Health Canada testing for safety and effectiveness. Unlike some supplements that carry disclaimers like not approved by the FDA, Jameson Omega-3 is the trusted choice, offering 1800 milligrams of EPA and DHA for heart health. Choose quality. Choose Jameson.
We are tackling the hard-hitting topics, some controversial topics, some topics we sweep under the rug. You don't always have to forgive in a relationship for it to move forward.
If it is you are in a situation where you forgive the person, but to the detriment of yourself, what are you really doing?
It is very uncommon for somebody in the younger age group to have dementia.
Atheists don't not believe.
Is that I can't disprove God, but you also can't prove God. So we cannot a stalemate.
We'll focus on the woman who's being the victim,
Right.
or the man is being the victim. We exclude the children.
Folks are trying to study the underlying brain mechanism to figure out how does this particular disorder happen in the brain? How is the brain processing this?
Don't worry about AI, worry about humans working with AI.
Are you willing to learn new skills to stay relevant for the future job market? That's the challenge that people are going to struggle with.
Claudette, radiographer at the radiology departments at the community hospital. We offer high-quality service with state-of-the-art equipment in X-ray, ultrasound, CT, and mammogram. Come, our friendly staff awaits you.
Give us a call at 235-5479.
The Community Hospital of Seventh-day Adventist,
where good private health care is affordable.
So we're here to talk about diabetic retinopathy. What exactly is diabetic retinopathy?
Right. So diabetic retinopathy are changes to the retina in the back of the eye. What that is the connection between the eye and the brain is the optic nerve. Optic nerve enters the back of the eye and then forms this retina. It's 10 layers of nerves and other components that makes up the back of the eye. When you're diabetic, and if you're uncontrolled for a certain period of time, depending on your type of diabetes as well, it causes changes to the nerve in the back of the eye. Okay. And that is where complications start to occur, affecting your vision. And that's called diabetic retinopathy.
You said depending on the type of diabetic, so you have the type 1 and type 2 diabetics.
Yes.
So which one are at risk for developing diabetic retinopathy?
So they're both at risk. Type 1, where usually happens in the younger patients, in the adolescent, where there's an absolute decreased production or no production of insulin from your pancreas, which is an organ in the abdomen that produces insulin to control your glucose.
Right.
The type 2, they have decreased production of insulin. So they can manage on tablets and so on, and they usually are diagnosed later in life. Type 1 diabetics affects the retina earlier because they're a little bit more aggressive. They have no insulin production, so you need insulin for proper glucose control. So almost 40% of type 1 diabetics develop diabetic retinopathy within a 10-year period, as opposed to 18 to 20% of type 2 diabetics developing diabetic retinopathy in a 10-year period.
So if we consider, so it's like 20 to 30% of the type 2s will develop diabetic retinopathy, but is it poorly controlled type 2 diabetics, or it's all, whether you're well controlled and you're very diligent with your glycemic index and your diet and exercise, would you still be at risk for diabetic retinopathy, those individuals?
No. Once you're controlled, once you control your sugar, you will not have any diabetic retinopathy complications from your diabetic state.
So you had described the disease as affecting your retina, and your retina consists of 10 layers of nerves.
Yes.
So with a diabetic retinopathy, obviously it's going to affect their vision. So people who suspect they have diabetic retinopathy, what are the symptoms, or what would they be, should they be looking out for, so to speak?
So you can actually start developing diabetic retinopathy and have no symptoms whatsoever. And that is what makes this a little scary. So patients who are at risk, patients who has a family history, patients who has other comorbidities, hypertension, high cholesterol, if they're overweight, and last but definitely not least, your lifestyle. How much exercise you do per day or per week, your diet, and this is a huge factor now coming in. 1980, we had a worldwide figure of 144 million diabetics. By the year 2020, it went to 450 million.
Oh, wow. So it's more than 5 times.
During the 80s, that is when we had the boom of fast food, we had the boom of computers and communication.
So sedentary lifestyle and bad eating.
Lifestyle played a big role in this.
The numbers that we are seeing in terms of type 2 diabetics.
Type 2 diabetes. I want to go off a little tangent on the type 2.
Yeah.
Because every child that maybe presents as a diabetic, we thought it was type 1 all along. It wasn't. Children now are behind a screen, eating fast food and all the snacks.
You're absolutely right.
Obese.
Yes.
High insulin resistance, and presenting with clinical diabetes type 2.
WESN.
Here is your WESN News on the Hour. I'm Naomi McNish. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. Forex controversy hits One Caribbean Music Festival. Fatal highway crash claims family of 3. Oando quiet as government reviews Point-a-Pear refinery deal. And internationally, reality TV shakes up Mormon culture. Now for the details. Finance Minister Devendranath Tanku says he's intrigued by the large sums of foreign exchange reportedly paid to international artists for the One Caribbean Music Festival and has ordered an investigation. His comments follow public fallout from Vybz Kartel and other artists pulling out of the event over contractual breaches. Kartel reportedly received US $950,000 of a promised US $1.3 million before cancelling his appearance. Sizzler, Malidon, Russian, and Molly also withdrew. Acting Police Commissioner Junior Benjamin says the issue could warrant further investigation due to one of the promoters, O'Dane Anderson, facing previous drug trafficking charges. Justice Minister Wayne Sturt refrained from commenting directly, citing the need to avoid influencing any probe. Though organizers claim the concert was sold out, turnout was low, with patrons demanding refunds. Ticket prices ranged from $670 to $2,700. Organizers say discussions on compensation are ongoing. Meanwhile, reports that a US-based company invested over 5 million TT into the festival and may now take legal action over losses. The company says Kartel refused the final payment, leading to a last-minute offer of condominium titles as collateral, which he declined. 5 people, including a young family, died in 2 separate crashes along the Sir Solomon Hochoy Highway over the weekend. Among the victims was 6-year-old Janea Elder and her parents, Steve and Kizzy, who were from Las Lomas, number 1. Their vehicle overturned near Claxton Bay just before midnight on Saturday. Another passenger, Kathleen Wright, also died, while 1 man remains hospitalized. A separate crash near Charles Street, La Brea, claimed the life of Victor Ryan on Friday night. Police say road deaths for 2025 now stand at 44. Traffic Branch Senior Superintendent Lincoln Daly notes a worrying rise in reckless driving and urges motorists to obey the law. Meanwhile, Arrive Alive President Sharon Inglefield criticized the decision to scrap the demerit points system, saying better enforcement and education are critical to reducing fatalities. Nigerian energy company Oando PLC says it has no updates to share on its proposed lease of Point-a-Pear refinery. The company was selected as the preferred bidder earlier this year under the previous administration. In mid-May, questions to Oando about whether the new government has made contact or plans to continue negotiations. Oando responded only last week, saying it has nothing new to report. Energy Minister Dr. Rudal Munilal has since confirmed the deal is on hold, pending a full review. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Kamla Prasad-Visesa says the government has begun assessing the refinery's reopening. The Oil Fields Workers Trade Union has also joined forces with other unions and business groups to explore restarting operations. Internationally, a new reality TV show, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, is chaining heads for its raw portrayal of a group of Utah-based Mormon influencers navigating fame, scandal, and faith. The series explores marital drama, alleged affairs, and pressure of social media stardom. Stars Jesse Gatagora and Whitney Levitt say the show isn't scripted, and while fame has brought financial gain, it also brought emotional strain and criticism from the Mormon Church. Despite initial backlash, the show's candid conversations are helping some viewers reflect on their faith and modern life within Mormon culture. Both women praised the production's commitment to mental health support, citing frequent therapy access for cast members. Well, that's news to the hour on WESN. I'm Naomi McNish. Thanks for watching.
WESN.
We're diving into a topic that affects about 422 million people around the world.
It's more commonly referred to, as you said, as diabetes or sugar.
Just making sure we break it down and we understand.
Yes. Vitamin D is a bit more tricky.
So somebody like me, when I hear vitamin D, I think go out in the sun, like I go on and lie down and just take vitamin D.
Exactly what is a good diet? How many of the diabetics know what is a good diet?
Me, I can't get me to eat thoroughly, no liver, and I ain't drinking no more beer.
And you have high blood sugar because your insulin, which is a hormone that your own body produces, is not enough.
You must be mad. Welcome to Wellness Unlocked with Jameson. It's Rome, and today we're diving into a topic that affects about 422 million people around the world. Diabetes, or as some of the old people might say, sugar. So to guide us through this journey, we are joined by a few professionals. First off, we have sports and exercise medicine health coach and radiologist, Dr. Tonya Welch. Registered dietitian, Ms. Onella Selena, and pharmacist, Mrs. Nanan Rampersad. With years of experience under their belt, these professionals are here to give us some important insights. So it is my privilege to welcome these ladies on set. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
All right, so jumping in one time. What is diabetes? Dr. Welch.
So diabetes mellitus is a medical term, right? And it's more commonly referred to, as you said, as diabetes or sugar, right? Diabetes mellitus has many, many different subtypes. And we talk about type 1, we talk about type 2. Today we're talking about type 2 diabetes mellitus. And what that is when you essentially have high blood sugar. And you have high blood sugar because your insulin, which is a hormone that your own body produces, is not enough. So insulin is this hormone that is produced by your body, as I said, and it actually needs micronutrients and trace minerals in order to help it function well. So things like magnesium, chromium, zinc, all these things help insulin to function well.
Okay, so the insulin is controlling the blood sugar levels.
Correct.
Anybody?
Correct.
All right.
Power your day and manage your diabetes with one multivitamin. A review published in the American Diabetes Association Journal highlights the positive effects of B vitamins in managing nerve damage caused by diabetes. That's why Jameson's multivitamin with 400 micrograms of added chromium is formulated with essential B vitamins to support energy metabolism and help maintain nerve health. Manage your diabetes with Jameson multivitamin today. Look for Jameson at your nearest pharmacy.
Are you living with pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes? Manage it with the unique Jameson 100% complete multivitamin with 400 micrograms of chromium to lower blood glucose, lutein for your eyes, B vitamins for energy, vitamin C and lycopene for antioxidant support. Take a step towards a healthier tomorrow and make the proactive switch to Jameson today.
What if the missing piece to feeling great is already within reach?
My mom suggested Jameson's multi for diabetic support. I'm glad I listened.
Adding Jameson multivitamin to your daily routine makes a big difference.
I finally have time to really focus on my health
more than ever before. Jameson Multi with Chromium has been a great addition to my routine. So if you're looking for that added support for managing your diabetes sugar levels, Jameson Multi with Chromium is the product to trust. I've been using Jameson products for years because I trust their quality. If you're looking for a brand you can rely on, choose Jameson.
I choose Jameson and it have my back, and trust me, Jameson have all their back too.
Let me get Onella in this. So Onella, what is the importance of chromium?
All right, so as she mentioned, chromium is a trace element, so it's needed in small amounts, but it has a big impact. It's very crucial in managing the insulin action. As we know, the insulin acts as the key to open our cells for it to utilize that sugar in the blood. So that's where we see the importance of chromium to help manage our blood glucose levels, especially for persons with type 2 diabetes.
So the insulin opening the cells to allow the sugar to get in.
Yes.
And the chromium helping the key to open better?
Correct.
All right, I'm just making sure we break it down and we understand.
Yes.
All right, so let me ask, are there any other vitamins or minerals or nutrients that operate in the same way as this chromium would?
Absolutely. So there are a range of vitamins, minerals that we need in order for insulin to function, right?
Restricted diets don't have to mean restricted nutrition. Jameson's multivitamin is thoughtfully designed to provide the vitamins and minerals you may be missing, all in one convenient supplement. The Office of Dietary Supplements found that multivitamin and mineral supplements can help fill gaps in essential nutrients, especially for those with restricted diets. Simplify your routine with Jameson today.
My job is physically demanding, and managing my diabetes makes it even more difficult at times. Jameson's Multi 100% complete vitamin with chromium provides me with the vitamins and minerals I need to keep going strong, healthy, and keep my blood sugar levels in check.
Being on my feet all day can be tough, even working long hours. When I found out my sugar was high, I knew I had to take better care of myself. So my mom suggested Jameson's Multi for diabetic support. I'm glad I listened. It is designed to give me the vitamins I need while helping me manage my blood sugar levels. I feel stronger, more focused, and ready to take on each day. Thanks to Jameson, I'm staying ahead of my health and my work.
So, outside of the magnesium and the chromium, are there any other vitamins or minerals that you all would suggest in terms of managing the diabetes, or suggest for someone with diabetes?
Certainly. So when we're talking about diabetes, we have to have the conversation about B vitamins, specifically B12. So persons who are diagnosed with type 2 diabetes are oftentimes on metformin, and persons who are on metformin over time tend to be deficient in vitamin B12. So we need to ensure that we get adequate amounts firstly through our diet, and then we can introduce supplementation to help us meet our daily intake.
Now you mentioned diet. So in the things that we eat daily, are some of these vitamins and nutrients present in our foods that we would eat?
Yes, definitely. So as I mentioned, the B12, we can get that from foods such as chicken, we can get that from eggs, we can get that from fortified options. Other nutrients that would also be of benefit would be vitamin C, vitamin D, as well as zinc. So for vitamin C, we know we can get that from our oranges. We'll say, I'll suck to orange and get it. That can also be an option. Vitamin D is a bit more tricky because, for example, if I take mushrooms, do you have that every day?
I wish I was that fancy,
right.
But no.
So mushrooms can be an option, but it also depends on the time frame from farm to table. It also depends on the exposure to sunlight. So we sometimes need that added support. And with zinc as well, I must make mention, it also helps in managing your blood glucose level. We may know it as our immune support nutrient, but it also plays a role in managing your blood glucose levels.
Okay, so somebody like me, when I hear vitamin D, I think go out in the sun, like I go on and lie down and just take vitamin D. So that can work?
That's the natural thinking, but right now we're indoors as well. So oftentimes we don't get sufficient exposure, so supplementation becomes a priority.
Okay.
When it comes to your health and wellness, trust matters. That's why Jameson is proudly Health Canada approved. With over 100 years of expertise, Jameson vitamins and supplements meet the highest quality and safety standards, giving you confidence in every tablet, every time. From immune support to daily wellness, Jameson is your trusted partner for a healthier, happier you.
Jameson supplements are made through a 360-degree quality process that removes any impurities and ensures high quality, including vitamins and supplements.
What if the missing piece to feeling great is already within reach? Being a classical dancer, a massage therapist, and a vegetarian chef, my friend introduced me to Jameson 100% multivitamins with chromium, and it's been a game changer ever since. Diabetes running in my family, I am always worried about my sugar levels. With the added chromium, I choose Jameson to control my sugar levels, my late night cravings, and also increase my metabolic rate and energy throughout the day. I choose Jameson and it have my back, and trust me, Jameson have all your back too.
In retirement, I finally have time to really focus on my health more than ever before, especially my type 2 diabetes. Sometimes I used to get very dizzy and lightheaded, so I needed a little extra support. Jameson Multi 100% complete vitamin with chromium has been fantastic. It helps me feel energized and balanced, and the chromium has really supported my metabolism. Even as the activity levels change, I really notice I don't feel as sluggish in the afternoon. I feel more balanced and in control. This multivitamin has given me the confidence to enjoy my retirement to the fullest.
Okay. So, Natasha, I want to bring you in here as our pharmacist on set.
Sure.
We're hearing from Onella that a lot of these vitamins and nutrients are present in the foods that we would eat and are accessible to us. So someone who has diabetes and they're saying, well, I have a good diet, I'm exercising, and I'm on medication, is supplementation really necessary?
Now, Rome, exactly what is a good diet? How many of the diabetics know what is a good diet? So supplementation can actually assist in filling the gaps that might occur in your diet. So we have the chromium, as we've been speaking about, the vitamin D, the magnesium, the zinc, the Bs, which your body may be depleted of based on the medication that you are taking. And all of those can be found in vitamins, over-the-counter vitamins, that can help overall health and well-being.
In analyzing a client's diet, you may realize that they are deficient in key nutrients, and the first thing would be to tweak that, to change it up to meet that goal. But based on their medication and other factors, supplementation may now become a priority. As I mentioned,
they like to eat too, because some people do like to eat. Me, I can't get me to eat Karaili, no liver, and I ain't drinking no Moby. Your Moby mad.
And just to bring it back, I mentioned B12. So if you're on metformin, we may need supplementation to help you get sufficient amount of B12 on a daily basis.
All right, so we're realizing that diet, exercise,